Movies on Disc Collection 2022, Take 1. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Well, this is an incredibly overdue video, but hello, welcome to my DVD and Blu-ray collection for 2022. This was supposed to have been done back in May. To cut a long story short, I let it go with my titles out, and it wasn't till the other day I finally got them back. So, you know, better late than never. So, it's changed a lot. The setup has, I've got a new set of drawers, got these sort of plastic containers acting like a shelf. It's still a bit overcrowded at the moment, but, you know, I'm trying to, get it to work. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So first off we have The 39 Steps, a great Alfred Hitchcock film that, definitely recommend that. 500 Bus Stops with John Shuttleworth. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension. AI, Artificial Intelligence. Airplane 2 the sequel. American Werewolf in London in the HMV VHS version. You can still get some of these, but they've long since been discontinued, and I don't know if they'll bring out any more or, reissue the titles they already had. Arachnophobia. The Ashens box set with Ashens and the Quest for the Game Child, Ashens and the Polybius Heist, and Ashens and the Fly on the Wall. Yeah, movies made by a YouTuber. Interesting. My favourite's Polybius Heist. Arthur in one of those old snapper cases. Bad Taste, early Peter Jackson film and one of his best. Really funny film, I definitely would recommend that. Bad Lieutenant, that's the Harvey Keitel version. Basketball, this was kind of a blind buy, but really funny film. A lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. Really enjoyable. Batman, motion picture anthology, so this is the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher films. Back to the Future trilogy. Batman, the complete Adam West TV show, the 60s one. Great series, really fun. Really funny show. It still holds up surprisingly well. It's stupid, but that's kind of the whole point. Batman the movie. Mr. Bean Volume 1, Mr. Bean Volume 2, Mr. Bean Volume 3, and Mr. Bean Volume 4, which is basically extras, a little bit redundant, but there you go. 20 Years Mr. Bean box set with the 2 Mr. Bean films and some compilation disc called Happy Birthday Mr. Bean. Can't get that in properly. Beavis and Butthead collection. This includes the 4 Mike Judge collections and Beavis and Butthead to America. I wish this was the whole series, but for whatever reason they won't release the whole series. Apparently it's on Paramount Plus, but on DVD you can't get the full set. Beetlejuice, Being There. Better Off Dead, crazy movie this, but really funny. Definitely recommend that. Really overlooked 80s movie. Big Hero 6, Big Trouble in Little China, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Sorry about that, I thought I heard a knock. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I've not seen, it's called Feel the Music. I've not seen that yet. Blackadder Ultimate Collection. So this is basically everything Blackadder. You know, the 4 series, the Christmas Carol, the Back and Forth specials, etc. Blade Runner, the final cut. I've only ever seen the final cut of Blade Runner. I've not seen any other version. Blazing Saddles, really funny film from Mel Brooks, one of his best. Blood Simple. Blue Velvet. Blues Brothers. Then we've got the James Bond movies here, so this is in slightly odd order, but we've got Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die, the Bond 50 box set with From Doctor No to Quantum of Solace, Bottom, the complete series. I'll show you that. Born Identity, Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum, Born Legacy, Jason Bourne. I need to watch the Bourne series again because I couldn't really get on with it. Brain Dead, Peter Jackson's best film, really entertaining, really funny. Gory as hell, one of the goriest films in my collection, by the way. Brass Eye, Breakfast Club, HMV VHS packaging. Britannia Hospital, really overlooked film, but fantastic, really funny. Uncle Buck, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Burbs, Caddyshack, Chalk Series 1, Chalk Series 2, a great sitcom, really overlooked. The second series needs a proper DVD release. This is just a burnt disc. The first one's got an official release, the second one's not official. Chasing Amy, Christmas Evil, definitely recommended by me. Very overlooked sort of 80s Christmas themed horror movie, a bit like Silent Night Deadly Night, but this is a lot better than Silent Night Deadly Night, and it came out before Silent Night Deadly Night. The Chucky collection with from the original to what's it called Chucky. Santa Claus the movie, not the Santa Claus. Clerks the animated series, this is the US import, great show. Clerks the film, great film. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Coonskin, incredibly controversial film when it came out, but fantastic. Probably Ralph Bakshi's best film. To those who say it is racist, you've never seen the film properly, or you've never seen it at all. It is really fantastic satire, and still surprisingly holds up even to this day. And that's a German DVD, by the way, which it does have English. It does have an English soundtrack, but you have to hit the languages button on your remote to actually get it, because the menu's fucked. The languages menu's fucked because it still plays in German. Gulp Bride, Critters Collection. Leonardo DiCaprio has a very early appearance in the third film, which is very interesting. The Crow, Coen Brothers Collection with Big Lebowski, Oh Brother Art Thou, Intolerable Cruelty, No Country for Old Men, Burn After Reading, A Serious Man, True Grit and Hail Caesar. Curdled, Dark Crystal, Day to Day, Donnie Darko, Deadpool 2. When this one, I don't know what the consensus is now, but I know when this came out, people were saying this was better than the first one. It's not. The first one's still better, but this is good fun. Deliverance, Devil's Advocate, Die Hard Collection with all 5 films, Dirty Harry Collection with all 5 films, The Disaster Artist, a film based on the making of The Room. I've read the book, and the book is definitely a lot better than the film. The film's okay, but I wasn't a big fan of the film. Dog Day Afternoon, Django Unchained, Dogma, really... I don't know if this film's overlooked, but it's one of Kevin Smith's best, in my opinion. Out of print in basically a lot of major territories due to rights issues, but you know, the DVD's pretty much fine. This is Doubtfire, Dumb and Dumber, Crocodile Dundee, Easy Rider, absolute pile of crap. I don't even know why I have this. I think if I was to sell any part of my collection, this would probably be one of the first ones to go. It's not aged very well, to put it bluntly. Elephant Man, David Lynch's best film. Escape from New York, E.T. Extraterrestrial, Euro Pigeon with John Shuttleworth, Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can, really fun films. I think I prefer Any Which Way You Can a little bit more, but you know, they're both really enjoyable. Evil Dead trilogy, fight me if you want to, but I consider the first Evil Dead a comedy, or at least a very dark comedy. Apparently not that many people agree. A lot of people view it as a serious horror film, and it's not. I mean, the second and third one definitely amped up more of the comedy, but there's still a bit of humour in the first one. The Exorcist, Angel Has Fallen, Falling Down, Fargo, a film which I wasn't overly keen on when I first watched it, but now I absolutely love it. A complete series of Fawlty Towers, Fight Club, Barton Fink, a great Coen Brothers film, one of their best. Fish Called Wanda, 5 Even Pieces, Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, Flight the Navigator, The Fog, Four Lions, really entertaining film from Chris Morris, who did Day-to-Day and Brass Eye. Very controversial, understandably, but it's fantastic. 4 Rooms, French Connection and The French Connection 2. Friday the 13th, the movie collection. I wasn't overly keen on the Friday the 13th franchise. I enjoy a lot of slasher franchises, but this is probably my least favourite of the ones I've watched. Yeah. The Frighteners, another Peter Jackson, one of his best. The Fritz the Cat collection with Fritz the Cat and 9 Lives Fritz the Cat. From Dusk Till Dawn. Fugitive. Futurama, the complete seasons 1 through 8. My favourite adult cartoon and probably one of my favourite TV shows, period. It's a great show. I much prefer it over The Simpsons. They're bringing it back. I'm not overly keen on that idea because the thing is, it ended so perfectly. You can't really do anything else afterwards. Futurama, the Collected Epics, which is the 4 films that make up season 5. I don't know why they weren't included in this box set, which is it's a nuisance, but what are you going to do? Get Carter, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, complete series of Gimme Gimme Gimme, The Goonies, The Graduate newspaper DVD that came with a newspaper that shan't be named, Gremlins, Gremlins 2, Grindhouse double feature, which is Planetary and Death Proof, Groundhog Day, Guest House Paradiso, Halloween, Halloween 2. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is US import. Avoid the UK DVD at all costs because it's very heavily cut. This version's completely uncut. Great film. It's got a cult following, which it well and truly deserves. At the time, people were judging it for what it wasn't rather than what it was. Hateful Eight, The Haunting, that's the original. Heat, Heathers, Heavenly Creatures, Harry Hill movie, one which might, if I ever sell any part of my collection, this one might go, because, you know, I've not watched it in years. I do remember kind of enjoying it when I first saw it, but I can't remember a thing about it, and it's probably, and I'd probably absolutely despise it now if I gave it a go. And for some reason, like, after the movie, like, Harry Hill was, like, really big on, like, TV, and, like, you know, you had TV Burp and stuff, and then, like, after this movie came out, you know, nobody talks about Harry Hill anymore. Alfred Hitchcock box set with Dial for Murder, North by Northwest, and Strange on a Train. And then we had the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection with Saboteur, Shadow of Doubt, Rope, Rear Window, The Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, and Family Plot. Home Alone 1 to 4. The House Collection, really fun films. My favourite is House 4. Shoot me if you want to, but I find that film so funny. It's really, really entertaining. House 3 is pretty fucking dire though. How We're Going to Stole Christmas, that's the original. Lindsay Anderson's If. In the Line of Fire. In the Mouth of Madness, this is a German Blu-ray because you can't get it in the UK, but it does have an English soundtrack. Great John Carpenter film. I believe it's considered one of his last sort of properly great film before his career kind of went down the toilet. Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. Inglourious Bastards, this is the Italian version. This is nothing to do with the Quentin Tarantino film, it's just Quentin Tarantino like the name, so he bought the rights. Inglourious Bastards, the Tarantino version. If I had to pick, I probably would go for the Tarantino version. I wasn't overly keen on the Italian one. Inner Space, Inside Out, A Stephen King's It, the original miniseries, It's a Wonderful Life, classic, It's Nice Up North for John Shuttleworth, the Jackass collection with the 4 volumes of the TV show and the first 3 films. It doesn't have Bad Grandpa or Jackass Forever. Jaws, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Joking Apart Series 1, Joking Apart Series 2, another great comedy series. Indiana Jones collection, this is all 4 of the films. Yeah, 3 great films and a nice coaster. Jumanji, this is a HMV Steelbook. Jurassic Park trilogy. Karate Kid collection, very up and down quality wise. Next Karate Kid, that is really, really underrated. I don't get why people hate it. I absolutely loved it. It's not as good as the first Karate Kid film, but it's still a really good film. And, you know, Karate Kid 2 is a bit and Karate Kid 3 is really fucking bad. But yeah, next Karate Kid. People hate it just because it doesn't have Daniel. But I think that's one of the reasons why it's better. Because Daniel got on my tits quite a bit. Especially in the sequels. Kentucky Fried Movie, Killing and Killer's Kiss, early Stanley Kubrick films. I've got nearly all Stanley Kubrick's films except Fear and Desire because I'm not paying 50 quid for it. King Kong, Kingsman: The Secret Service, Killing Zoe, It's a bit misleading that putting from the director of Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino, on there, because Quentin Tarantino did not direct this. This was done by one of his collaborators, Roger Avery. Quentin Tarantino was merely an executive producer, but definitely a very enjoyable film, very enjoyable heist film. Not that many people have heard of it, but it's definitely a very good one. Labyrinth, the Stanley Kubrick Visionary Filmmaker Collection with Alita, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, Nine White Short. Last Action Hero. Then we get to the League of Gentlemen collection. So we have the complete collection, which is the stuff that was done for TV. League of Gentlemen Box of Delight with League of Gentlemen Live at Drury Lane, League of Gentlemen All Behind You, and League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse. I've only ever seen League of Gentlemen Apocalypse. I've not seen the 2 live shows yet. League of Gentlemen Live Again. The Hannibal Lecter collection with Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal. The Bruce Lee Master Collection with The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Game of Death, and Enter the Dragon. A Lego Movie. Lethal Weapon collection, which is all 4 films, and this includes the director's cuts of the first 3. Which they're not really director's cuts. What they essentially did was, I think they came out during like the early days of DVD, so in order to entice customers, they essentially just put in some deleted scenes, and sold them as director's cuts, even though I very much doubt Richard Donner had anything to do with them. Some of the scenes they added in are really unnecessary, but some of them, are definitely great. Like there's a bit in the first Lethal Weapon when Riggs takes down a sniper at a school. That was not in the theatrical cut, and I kind of wish that scene was in the theatrical cut. And also, Lethal Weapon 2's cut in this box set, and Lethal Weapon 4's very heavily cut, so I might get the Blu-ray set as well, and have both. Lone Gunman, this is a short-lived spin-off from the X-Files, a really fun series. And bizarrely enough, the pilot episode is essentially about these, I think they're like government agents or something, flying a remote hijacking a plane and flying it into the World Trade Center. And this that episode was broadcast like 3 months or something before 9/11, which is a bit bizarre. The Lost Boys, the Mad Max trilogy, Mad Max Fury Road, Mallrats, Manhunter, the first Hannibal Lecter film, the first ever one, with Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter. I actually, kill me if you want to, but I actually do prefer Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter over Anthony Hopkins. I think Anthony Hopkins is a bit, I don't know, he's a bit over the top. He's a bit, that James Bond villain sort of archetype, whereas this time he's actually pretty scary in this version. El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Mars Attacks. Meet the Feebles has another A. Peter Jackson film, one which was done with puppets. Absolutely despised it when I first saw it, but now I've really grown to it. It's not great, but it's definitely a curio. If you're really interested, give it a go. If you want to, don't watch it with your parents. Men in Black trilogy. Complete series of Millennium. It's a good show. I'm not as big on it. I think the first season's a bit iffy, but second season in particular is fantastic. Misery, Monty Python the movies. If Flying Circus, if I can get Flying Circus for a decent price, then I probably will get it at some point. But probably because I saw the films first, I actually do prefer the films over the TV show, because Holy Grail and Life of Brian are fantastic, and Holy Grail's probably one of my all-time favourite films, but I think the TV show can be a bit hit and miss. Eddie Murphy collection with 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, The Golden Child, Coming to America, and a nice coaster. Seriously, I don't know why Norbit's included. You could just chuck that disc in the bin, and you'd have a really nice box set. My Cousin Vinny, Mystics in Bali, insane movie. This really insane. I love this movie. It's so funny. I definitely would recommend it if you're into like B movies. It's really fun. Naked Gun trilogy, Natural Killers, Network, Never Ending Story, New Statesman complete series, great show with Rick Mayall. Nightmare Before Christmas, Oh Lucky Man, really underrated film with Mohammed Dal. This film needs a Blu-ray release or at least an in-print DVD. It's great because like the DVD is ridiculously expensive. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Nightmare on Elm Street collection. This includes all 7 films. Complete series Run the Butters, need to get the films. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, fantastic Jack Nicholson film that. Out for Justice, that's a Steven Seagal film and his best film in my opinion. His early films are the only ones that are actually worth watching. Outland. Paths of Glory, great Stanley Kubrick film this. When people say Stanley Kubrick can't do emotional films, show them this. Fucking hell, it can get quite grim. Alan Partridge collection with No Me, No You, and both series of I'm Alan Partridge. Paul. Pet Sematary. Pink Floyd The Wall. Pink Panther collection, this is the originals with Peter Sellers, except Return of the Pink Panther. I've still yet to watch that. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Complete Planet of the Apes collection, so this is from the original Planet of the Apes to War for the Planet of the Apes. Point Break. Police Academy, complete collection. Poltergeist. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Austin Powers as by Shagme. Austin Powers in Goldmember. Predator trilogy. Prince of Darkness. Princess Bride. Psycho 2, which I'm going to have a big hot take, but I mean, it was an unnecessary sequel, but it's actually a lot better than the first one. The first one's really great, but I prefer this one just that little bit more. Rain Man, terrible film. One which I might need to watch again at some point, but I just don't like it. The Rambo collection, this is all of them up until Rambo 2008. I've not seen Last Blood yet. I've heard quite mixed things about it. Ready Player One. Red Dwarf, Just the Shows, which is series 1 through 8. Red Dwarf, Just the Smegs, which is the outtakes. I've seen most of the Dave stuff, and you know it's still enjoyable. It still holds up. I've not seen Back to Earth yet, but I've heard pretty bad things about it. Rick and Morty season 1, Rick and Morty season 2, Rick and Morty season 3, Rick and Morty season 4, and Rick and Morty season 5. Great show. Great show if you pretend the fan base doesn't exist, but I think it's ran out of steam, honestly, at this point. For a while I was wondering which I preferred, that or Futurama, but I've ultimately come to the conclusion that I prefer Futurama. Ricky O, Story of Ricky, the goriest film in my collection, but it's so entertaining, so fun, it's so ridiculous. I highly recommend it. Roadhouse and Roadhouse 2. I don't know if not I'll just sell this and get the first one on its own because I don't really want the second one. Robocop trilogy. Rocky collection, so this is all 6 Rocky films. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Rollerball. Romancing Stone and Jewel of the Nile. The Room, considered to be the worst film of all time. Yeah, it is really bad. I don't find it as funny as a lot of people make it out to be. I think probably because it's so overexposed, but you know, it still has its funny moments. Rosemary's Baby, Running on Empty, great movie this. I'd highly recommend it. Scarface in the VHS packaging. Edward Scissorhands, my favourite Tim Burton film and one of my all-time favourite films. Scream, free film collection. Steven Seagal collection with Under Siege, Under Siege 2, Hard to Kill, Nico Above the Law, and Executive Decision. The only Steven Seagal film I've got left to get is Marked for Death, and after that I won't bother with the rest. Cornetto trilogy with Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End. The Shining, this is the American version, because when it came out internationally they cut about half an hour off it. The version in the Kubrick box set I've got is the cut version. This is the version I tend to watch from now on. I believe it's out of print now, this premium collection title, but the 4K version has the full version. Scario, Sin City. Some of us do have them complete series. This originally came in a box set with a box hot tatty. There's series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4. Sitcom I grew up on, absolutely love it. South Park, seasons 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, season 21, season 22, season 23, and then we have the films, South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut. I haven't actually seen season 25 yet, which is the latest season that kind of went past me. I'm waiting for season 24 to get a UK release, but I've heard the US version is pretty dire because it doesn't have the £2 Plus specials and has no extras. Southern Softies with John Shawworth. Soylent Green. Spaceballs. Spartacus, great film. This very hard film to judge because it's a Stanley Kubrick film, but it's a Stanley Kubrick film in name only because he was a hired-on director. Which kind of, it's a film I should dislike more than I actually do. I think it's really good. Speed, a Sylvester Stallone collection with Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash, The Specialist and Demolition Man. Stand By Me. Star Trek, the Stardate collection, which is the Kirk and Picard films, so motion picture to Nemesis. I'm not big into Star Trek. I know a lot of other people are, but I'm not a Trekkie or Trekker or whatever the hell they're called. But I enjoy the films. My favourite ones are Voyage Home and Undiscovered Country. Star Wars, the original trilogy. This includes the theatrical cuts in very rough quality, but at least it's better than nothing. The original trilogy, the only Star Wars trilogy that's worth watching. The Star Wars trilogy bonus features from the 2004 box set. Force Awakens. Force Awakens I kind of don't want to go back to because I remember really enjoying it when I saw it in the cinema back in 2014. Not 2014, 2015. But I've not seen it since, and I kind of feel I'd hate it now because, you know, of what Last Jedi was. Not seen Rise of Skywalker yet, but I've heard I'm not missing out much. I've heard that film's absolutely terrible. Starship Troopers, Stone Tape and Ghost Watch, Got Strangelove, or How I Won't Stop Falling in Love with the Bomb, Superman collection with all 4 films plus Superman Returns. Talk Radio, really underrated Oliver Stone film. This, check it out if you have the time. It's amazing. It has one of my all-time favourite central performances by any actor. Eric Bogosian as Barry Champlain. Great film. A Quentin Tarantino box set with Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. Taxi Driver. Complete series of Father Ted. Terminator. Terminator 2. I actually do prefer the first Terminator over Terminator 2. I know a lot of people say, a lot of people love the second one. I think the problem I had with the second one was it was a bit too long, and I know, and I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes when I say this, but, it genuinely is a bit too long. It can drag at points. First Terminator didn't overstay its welcome. It kind of got to the point quicker. But still, Terminator 2 is great. I think if Terminator 2 was tighter paced, then I would have said that it's better than the first one. But at the moment, I'm still gonna be a champion for the first one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, completely different to the first one. The first one's like a proper serious film, but this one's basically a spoof. But it's really funny. You're gonna either love it or hate it, but I absolutely love it. They Live, great satirical John Carpenter film, which arguably still holds up today with its messages. The Thing. Time After Time, a recent film I watched with Malcolm McDowell and the late great David Warner. Absolutely love this film. I would highly, if you've not seen it, check it out. It is fantastic. Really, really fun film. To Catch a Thief. Total Recall, my favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Towering Inferno. I wasn't big on the Towering Inferno. I think it's a bit too long, at like nearly 3 hours. It really didn't need to be that long. You could have lost like, I don't know, nearly an hour from it, and you would have lost nothing. But it's okay for what it is. Trainspotting. Tron. True Lies. True Romance. These are a couple of stacks ones. I don't like them, stacks like this, but there isn't that many, thankfully. So we have Twin Peaks the Television Collection. Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. This is the version that doesn't have the missing pieces. I know it's on the Criterion Collection, so I don't know whether or not I will double dip and get the Criterion Blu-ray. Usual Suspects, great film this. If you can overlook the fact that, if you can overlook some of the really, really dodgy things the main actor and the director have done. It's a film you can't really watch again, knowing what, like what Kevin Spacey and Bryan Singer have done, but it's still a fantastic film with a fantastic twist ending. This is how you do a twist ending, not this 7 crap. Ultimate Vacation Collection, so this is all 4 National Lampoon's vacation films. My favourite is Christmas Vacation, without a question. Vegas Vacation is really, really dire. European Vacation was and Vacation was very good. Videodrome, great David Cronenberg film that. Still holds up surprisingly well, even though it's about VHS culture and pirate TV stations. Wicalliowood collection with Cuckoo, Captain Alex and Bad Black, great box set. It took a long time to get here. My favourite's actually Bad Black. Cuckoo, Captain Alex is really fun though. Wally. Wallace and Gromit, Curse the Were-Rabbit. I need to get the shorts. The Warriors, this is the theatrical version, because I believe there's this director's cut out there which kind of mucks around with it and basically inserts these really naff-looking comic panels into it. And apparently that was Walter's original intention, but the studio wouldn't let him. But it's one of the few cases where it's kind of good call in the studio, because I don't think this film would have worked with those panels in. Yeah, it would have looked a bit too ridiculous. Watership Down, really fucking dark kids film. I still, to this day, have no idea how the hell this film got a U rating. It's definitely not a U rating. That even at PG, it's a bit too strong. And also the cover's absolutely atrocious. I've made jokes about this cover before, but it's one of the worst covers I've ever seen for any film. Wayne's World 2, really fun films. They're both just as good as each other. I don't know which one I prefer. Westworld, this is the original film. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wizards, Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street, the film which I believe has the Guinness Book of World Records for the most uses of the F word in any film. I believe there's like 500 odd uses of it, unless you count like fuck a documentary or something like that. Wreck-It Ralph, X-Files, complete series, all on Blu-ray. This set's now out of print, and I think I paid like 90 quid for it many years ago, and now it's going for like double that price, which is a bit ridiculous. DVD, you can still get the DVD version, but you can't get the Blu-ray version for some reason. And then we get the two films, X-Files Fight the Future, or just The X-Files, as what its original title was, and X-Files I Want to Believe. And then finally we have the complete series The Young Ones. Anyway, that is it, that is everything. So long for now.